The last stand. The silence aboard Outpost Helios was deafening. Captain Maya Chen knew this silence all too well. The calm before the storm, the quiet before chaos. Her boots echoed against the metal flooring as she strode through the command center. The last officer standing on humanity's farthest defense station. "Status report," she demanded, her voice steady despite the cold dread settling in her stomach. "Multiple signatures approaching, Captain," replied the station's AI, HFY. "Configuration matches Zeraxian warships. Estimated time to intercept, 7 minutes." Maya's jaw tightened. The Zeraxians, crystalline beings from a distant system who viewed humans as nothing more than a resource to be harvested or an obstacle to be removed. Their first contact with Earth, 3 years ago, had resulted in the annihilation of Luna Colony and its 3 million inhabitants. How many? 5 capital ships, at least 20 support vessels. Maya closed her eyes briefly. "And the crew evacuation?" "Complete, Captain. The last escape pod departed 18 minutes ago. You are the only human life form remaining on Outpost Helios." Just as she had planned. As commanding officer, Maya had ensured every single one of her 200 crew members had escaped. The automated distress beacon was already transmitting to Earth Command, but reinforcements would take days to arrive. By then, Outpost Helios would be nothing but floating debris. "Initiate Protocol Omega," Maya commanded, settling into the captain's chair and strapping herself in. "Route all power to weapons and shields." "Protocol Omega initiated," HFY confirmed. "Captain, may I remind you that Outpost Helios was not designed to withstand a direct assault from multiple Zeraxian capital ships." "I'm aware, HFY," Maya replied, her fingers flying across the tactical console. "But we're not trying to win. We're buying time." Maya Chen had not risen to the rank of captain at 32 by being conventional. Born to a quantum physicist and a marine biologist in the underwater city of New Shanghai, she had grown up with both a profound understanding of science and an unwavering respect for life's adaptability. The military had recognized her tactical genius early, fast-tracking her through command school and assigning her to humanity's frontline defenses. The first Zeraxian vessel appeared on the view screen, its crystalline structure refracting starlight in hypnotic patterns. Beautiful, Maya thought, in the way that apex predators were beautiful, magnificent and deadly. "Target the lead vessel," she ordered. "Fire pattern Alpha 3. Outpost Helios shuddered as its main cannons discharged, sending superheated plasma toward the approaching Zeraxian ship. The energy splashed against the alien vessel's shields, momentarily illuminating the barrier before dissipating. "Minimal damage to enemy shields," HFY reported. "They are returning fire." Maya gripped the armrests as the station rocked violently. Warning alarms blared as sections of the lower decks reported catastrophic damage. "Shields at 60%, HFY announced. "Hull breach on decks 7 through 9. Emergency containment fields holding. Reroute auxiliary power to the cannons," Maya ordered, "and prepare the quantum data package." The quantum data package was her true mission, the real reason she had stayed behind. While her crew escaped with conventional data on Zeraxian movements and tactics, Maya had been compiling something far more valuable: a complete analysis of Zeraxian shield harmonics, weapon signatures, and communication patterns, information that might reveal a weakness, any weakness, in their seemingly impenetrable defenses. Another blast rocked the station, more powerful than the first. Maya was thrown against her restraints, a sharp pain lancing through her shoulder. "Shields at 28%. HFY's voice remained calm. "Captain, structural integrity is failing. Estimate complete station collapse in approximately 4 minutes. "Just a little longer," Maya muttered, her fingers dancing across the console as she completed the encryption sequence for the data package. "Target the propulsion systems, all remaining weapons." The outpost's cannons fired again, this time concentrating on a single point on the nearest Zeraxian vessel. For a moment, Maya allowed herself to hope as she saw the enemy shields flicker. Xeraxian vessel sustaining damage to outer hull. HFY confirmed. However, 3 additional vessels now in weapons range. The next impact nearly knocked Maya unconscious. Blood trickled from a cut above her eye as the command center's lighting failed, emergency illumination casting everything in a dim red glow. Shields critical, HFY reported. Multiple hull breaches, life support failing. Maya pulled herself upright, ignoring the pain that flared across her ribs. Data package status, encryption complete, ready for transmission. Send it, Maya ordered. Every channel, maximum burst, and HFY. Initiate self-destruct sequence. Self-destruct initiated, countdown set for 2 minutes. There was a pause, and then HFY added, "It has been an honor serving with you, Captain Chen." Maya managed a grim smile. Likewise, HFY. She unstrapped herself from the captain's chair, staggering toward the emergency locker. If she was going to die here, she wouldn't do it sitting down. She retrieved the station's last functional combat exosuit, a reinforced frame designed to enhance human strength and provide limited life support in hostile environments. As the suit closed around her body, Maya felt her strength returning, the suit's medical systems already working to stabilize her injuries. 1 minute until self-destruct. She doubted she'd even feel it when the end came. The station shuddered again, but differently this time. Not the impact of weapons fire, but something else. Warning, HFY announced. Xeraxian boarding parties detected. Multiple breaches on remaining decks. Maya's head snapped up. Boarding parties. They never board. They just destroy. Correct, Captain. This represents a significant deviation from all previous Xeraxian engagement protocols. Maya checked the charge on her plasma rifle. Where are they heading? Based on their movement patterns, they appear to be converging on the command center. 30 seconds to self-destruct. The Xeraxians were coming for her specifically. Why? HFY. Abort self-destruct. Captain. Something's different. They want something. Maybe information, maybe. Maya didn't finish the thought. Abort self-destruct and lock all systems. Authorization, Chen Omega 73. Self-destruct aborted. HFY confirmed. All systems locked. Maya positioned herself behind an overturned console, her rifle aimed at the command center's main entrance. The doors shuddered, then buckled inward as something impossibly strong tore through the reinforced metal. The first Xeraxian stepped through the breach, and Maya felt her breath catch. Standing nearly 3 meters tall, its body was a complex arrangement of crystalline structures that seemed to flow and shift like liquid, despite their apparently solid nature. 6 limbs extended from its torso, and what passed for its head housed multiple sensory organs that glowed with internal energy. Maya fired her rifle, the plasma blast striking the Xeraxian directly. The energy dispersed across its crystalline surface, seemingly absorbed without effect. The alien turned toward her, its sensory organs pulsing with a light that somehow conveyed curiosity rather than hostility. More Xeraxians entered the command center, surrounding Maya. She continued firing until her weapon overheated, then drew her sidearm, knowing it was futile but unwilling to surrender without a fight. The lead Xeraxian extended 2 of its limbs, revealing what appeared to be a device. Before Maya could react, the device activated, sending a wave of energy through the command center. Her exosuit systems flickered, then failed completely. The suit became dead weight, immobilizing her. Interesting, a voice echoed in her mind, not heard but somehow understood. You stayed behind. Sacrificed escape to transmit data. Why? Maya struggled against the now useless exosuit. Who are you? I am Vexthor, commander of the 7th Xeraxian fleet. The voice continued inside her mind. And you are an anomaly, human. I'm just a soldier doing my duty, Maya replied, her voice steady despite her racing heart. No, Vexthor moved closer. You are more. We have observed your kind for some time. You fight despite overwhelming odds. You sacrifice individual survival for collective benefit. This behavior defies rational analysis. The alien commander gestured, and two others approached, using their limbs to effortlessly tear away Maya's exosuit, leaving her in her standard-issue uniform, vulnerable, but once again mobile. Your outpost is destroyed, Vexthor continued. Your people scattered. Yet our sensors detected unusual transmission patterns moments before our arrival. Quantum encrypted data, beyond your species' known capabilities. Maya remained silent, her mind racing. The Ziraxians shouldn't have been able to detect the quantum transmission, let alone understand its significance. You will help us understand, Vexthor stated. It wasn't a request. I won't betray my people, Maya said firmly. Your cooperation is not required. The alien made a gesture, and Maya felt a strange sensation wash over her, like ice water flowing through her veins. Your neural patterns are unexpected. The sensation intensified, and Maya gasped as images flashed through her mind. Star charts, weapon schematics, Ziraxian communication protocols, information she couldn't possibly know flowing through her consciousness like a river. Remarkable. Vexthor's mental voice held something new, astonishment. Your neural architecture is compatible with our communal network. This is unprecedented. Maya felt the pressure in her mind increase, then abruptly cease as Vexthor withdrew. Bring her, the commander ordered aloud, the translation now somehow comprehensible to Maya. She will be studied. As the Ziraxians surrounded her, Maya realized with sudden clarity that her survival wasn't random chance. The data package she transmitted might help Earth's defenses, but she herself had just become something potentially more valuable, a human who could interface with Ziraxian technology. And as they led her from the ruins of Outpost Helios to their waiting vessel, Maya Chen began formulating a plan. She wasn't just a prisoner now. She was a weapon they didn't know they had created. The last thing she saw before the Ziraxian ship engulfed her was Outpost Helios erupting in a final defiant explosion. Athena had initiated the self-destruct anyway, following Maya's final, unspoken command: destroy all evidence of what had happened here. The game had changed, and Maya was now playing for much higher stakes than mere survival. The unexpected ally. Consciousness returned to Maya in waves, each one bringing clearer awareness of her surroundings. She was lying on a surface that felt neither solid nor liquid but somewhere in between, adapting to the contours of her body. The air carried a faint electric scent, and the ambient light pulsed in patterns that seemed almost alive. She was aboard a Ziraxian vessel, the mothership of Vexthor's fleet, if her scattered memories were correct. Maya kept her eyes closed, assessing her condition. No restraints bound her limbs, but her body felt heavy, as though gravity itself had been adjusted to keep her immobile. Your conscious state is detected, human. Vexthor's thought voice resonated in her mind. Dissimulation is unnecessary. Maya opened her eyes to find the Ziraxian commander hovering nearby, its crystalline form shifting in patterns she somehow recognized as indicating curiosity. Behind Vexthor stood another Ziraxian, smaller, with differently arranged crystalline structures. This is Krell, Vexthor introduced, our foremost xenobiologist. Your neural compatibility has become a matter of significant interest. Maya pushed herself upright, noting that the gravity immediately normalized to what felt like Earth standard. I'm not a laboratory specimen. Yet you present an unprecedented opportunity for study. The smaller Ziraxian's thoughts entered her mind. The mental voice distinctly different from Vexthor's. Lighter, more inquisitive. No other species has demonstrated compatibility with our communal network. What exactly happened on my station? Maya asked, her military training asserting itself as she gathered intelligence. Your neural architecture resonated with our communication frequencies, Krell explained. When Commander Vexthor attempted standard interrogation protocols, Your brain formed unexpected connections with our network. You began accessing data you should not have been able to perceive. Maya kept her expression neutral, but internally her mind raced. During those moments when information had flooded through her consciousness, she had not only received data, she had understood it. Complex Xeraxian technologies, mathematical principles, even fragments of their history and culture had briefly illuminated her mind like lightning flashes. "Is this common among your kind?" Vex Thor demanded. "I have no idea," Maya answered truthfully. "Nothing like this has ever happened before, as far as I know." "Fascinating." Krell moved closer, multifaceted sensory organs gleaming. "The implications are significant. If humans possess latent telepathic abilities that resonate with our crystalline neural structures." "The Conclave must be informed," Vex Thor interrupted. "This development may alter the classification of humans from resource to threat." Maya felt a chill at these words. The casual way Vex Thor referred to her entire species as a resource confirmed Earth's worst fears about Xeraxian intentions. Or perhaps, Krell suggested, its crystalline structure shifting to patterns Maya somehow knew indicated disagreement. This represents an opportunity for deeper understanding. The Conclave's directive to harvest compatible worlds might benefit from revision if communicative species inhabit them. "The Conclave's directives are not subject to revision." Vex Thor's mental tone hardened. "Your scientific curiosity borders on sedition, Krell." Maya observed this exchange with growing interest. There were clearly factions within Xeraxian society, and Krell seemed to represent a more moderate viewpoint than the military commander. "I request permission to conduct further studies before reporting to the Conclave," Krell persisted. "This human's neural compatibility may have implications for the Echoing Void project." Vex Thor's crystalline form rippled in what Maya interpreted as reluctant agreement. 20 cycle periods, no more. The human remains under guard at all times. As Vex Thor departed, Maya focused her attention on Krell. "What's the Echoing Void project?" The xenobiologist's sensory organs pulsed with surprise. "You should not be able to extract specific terminology from our exchange. Your compatibility exceeds initial assessments." "I don't understand it either," Maya admitted. "But since we're both curious, maybe we can help each other." Krell studied her for a moment. "The echoing void is problematic to explain in your linguistic framework. Simplified. It is a phenomenon threatening both our civilizations, though your kind remains unaware of its existence. Over the next several hours, through a combination of direct neural communication and verbal exchange, Maya learned of a cosmic threat that dwarfed the conflict between humans and Xeraxians. The echoing void, a region of space where the fundamental forces of physics were breaking down, expanding slowly but inexorably toward populated systems. The Xeraxians, with their advanced technology, had detected it centuries ago and dedicated massive resources to understanding and containing it. Their harvesting of worlds wasn't merely conquest, but a desperate search for specific elements and compounds needed for their void containment technology. Your world possesses unusual concentrations of these elements, Krell explained. The Conclave deemed it most efficient to simply eliminate the indigenous population, rather than attempt communication. That's monstrous, Maya responded, anger flaring. We could have helped if you asked. The Conclave considers non-crystalline life forms inherently unstable and unreliable. Krell's mental voice carried what seemed like apologetic undertones. Your neural compatibility challenges this assumption. It suggests possibilities previously unconsidered. Maya processed this information, her tactical mind already formulating potential scenarios. How many others in your civilization share your view? More than Vex Thor suspects, Krell admitted. Our younger generations increasingly question the Conclave's methods. The destruction of sentient species troubles many, but tradition and hierarchy are deeply ingrained in our social structure. A potential civil conflict, Maya observed, with Earth caught in the middle. Precisely. And now, your unexpected abilities have accelerated the timeline. Once the Conclave learns of your neural compatibility, they will order immediate study of all human specimens, a process that would be fatal to the subjects. Maya stood, pacing the chamber as she considered their situation. I need to warn Earth. Impossible, Krell stated. We are 16 light cycles from your system, and all communications are monitored. Then I need to find another way, Maya insisted. An idea began forming in her mind. Dangerous, potentially suicidal, but possibly their only option. Krell, you said my brain can interface with your systems. Yes, though the process is unpredictable and potentially damaging to your neural tissue. But if it worked, could I potentially access your ship's controls, communications, weapons? Krell's crystalline structure rippled with alarm. Such actions would be detected instantly. Not if there was a distraction, Maya countered. Something big enough to occupy Vexthor and his loyal officers. Understanding dawned in Krell's mental communication. You suggest I precipitate the conflict that has been brewing among our kind. I'm suggesting that if your faction truly believes in finding a better way, now might be your only chance to act on those beliefs. The xenobiologist was silent for a long moment, internal lights pulsing in complex patterns. What you propose is tantamount to revolution. Sometimes, Maya said quietly, that's what it takes to change the course of history. Over the next cycle period, approximately 12 Earth hours, Maya and Krell formulated their plan. Through careful neural training sessions disguised as scientific study, Maya strengthened her ability to interface with Xeraxian systems. Meanwhile, Krell secretly communicated with like-minded Xeraxians throughout the fleet. The opportunity came sooner than expected. Vexthor, suspicious of Krell's extended study of the human, ordered Maya transferred to a high-security containment chamber for transport to the Xeraxian homeworld. As the guards came to move her, Krell initiated their plan. Throughout the mothership and across the fleet, disruptions began simultaneously. Environmental systems faltered, gravity fluctuated, and communication channels filled with conflicting orders. In the confusion, Maya focused her mind as Krell had taught her, mentally reaching for the crystalline networks that controlled the ship's functions. The sensation was like diving into an ocean of light and mathematics. Maya felt her consciousness expanding, flowing through circuits and crystals, reading patterns and redirecting energy. Pain lanced through her skull, but she pushed through it, using the ship's internal sensors to locate the command center. Krell had been right. The process was dangerous. Blood trickled from Maya's nose as she pushed her mind further into the ship's systems, but she couldn't stop now. She located the weapons control systems and locked them down, preventing Vexthor from firing on Earth ships should they appear. Then she accessed the communications array, sending a carefully prepared message toward Earth, warning of both the Xeraxian threat and the greater danger of the echoing void, along with technical data that might help humanity prepare. Alarms blared throughout the ship as Maya collapsed, the neural connection breaking as her body reached its limits. Krell's supporters rushed to her side, helping her to stand as chaos erupted throughout the vessel. You must reach the tertiary shuttle bay, Krell instructed, appearing beside her. My faction has secured an escape vessel. What about you? Maya asked, her voice weak. I must remain to ensure our revolution succeeds, the xenobiologist replied. The future of both our species may depend on it. Maya nodded, understanding the sacrifice. If I make it back to Earth, I'll tell them about you, about all of you who stood against the Conclave. Go, Krell urged. Vexthor is mobilizing loyal forces. As Maya was led through the twisting corridors of the Xeraxian vessel by Krell's supporters, she witnessed the beginning of a civil conflict that would reshape an alien civilization. Crystalline beings fought one another with weapons of light and energy, their mental communications broadcasting conflicting ideologies throughout the ship. She reached the shuttle bay just as Vexthor's forces broke through to their position. The commander himself appeared, his crystalline form now configured for combat, radiating fury that needed no translation. This human has corrupted our kind. he projected to all present. Termination is required. No, Krell stepped forward, facing Vexthor directly. She has shown us another path, one that does not require the destruction of sentient species. The Conclave's methods are no longer acceptable. Then you die with her, Vexthor declared, raising weapon limbs that pulsed with gathering energy. Maya launched herself toward the shuttle entry, but not before witnessing Krell and dozens of other dissident Ziraxians form a protective barrier between her and Vexthor. The last image she saw before the shuttle doors closed was a brilliant flash as energy weapons discharge, crystalline forms shattering in sacrifice. The shuttle launched automatically, programmed by Krell's faction, to return to Earth space. As stars streaked past in the vessel's view screen, Maya found a data crystal left for her, containing everything the dissidents had wanted humanity to know about Ziraxian civilization, technology, and the looming threat of the echoing void. 3 weeks later, when the shuttle was intercepted by an Earth defense fleet, Maya Chen emerged not as a defeated prisoner, but as an ambassador carrying the key to an unexpected alliance. The war with the Ziraxians was far from over, but now humanity knew the truth, that among the crystalline conquerors were potential allies, and beyond their conflict lay a greater challenge that would require both species to survive. In the months that followed, as Earth prepared its defenses and scientists studied the Ziraxian data, reports began arriving of crystalline ships approaching Earth space, not in attack formation, but broadcasting peace signals on frequencies only Maya could properly interpret. The revolution begun aboard Vexthor's ship had spread throughout the Ziraxian fleet. Krell had not survived, but his sacrifice had ignited a transformation within his species, one that recognized the value of cooperation over conquest. And at the center of this new alliance stood Captain Maya Chen, the human soldier whose unexpected neural compatibility had shocked an alien empire and changed the course of interstellar history. Earth's leaders marveled at the unlikely turn of events, but Maya understood what had occurred. In their arrogance, the Ziraxians had dismissed humans as simple, inferior beings, never imagining that a single human mind could bridge the gap between their civilizations and reveal the common threat that made allies of former enemies. The echoing void still approached, a danger greater than any single species could face alone. But now, humanity would not face it unprepared or unaided. Sometimes, Maya told the assembled Earth Defense Council, as she presented Krell's data crystal, "Our greatest strength isn't in our weapons or our technology. It's in our ability to adapt, to connect, to find common ground even with those who began as enemies." The alliance that formed in the years that followed would be tested many times, by hardliners on both sides and by the encroaching void itself. But it endured, built on the foundation laid by a single human soldier and a curious alien scientist who dared to imagine a different future for their kinds. And in Ziraxian historical records, a new term entered their crystalline language, one that had no direct translation but roughly approximated to the unexpected ally. It was their name for humanity, and for the strange, unpredictable resilience that had transformed enemies into the last, best hope for both their worlds.